If you avoid disagreeing because you don't want to sound rude, this is for you. Here's the truth. Disagreeing doesn't make you rude. Explaining too much does. And most people ruin disagreements in the first 5 words without realizing it. In the next 10 minutes, I'll give you clear, simple lines you can use to disagree without creating tension. I'll break it down for everyday conversations and work situations. Because if you don't fix this, you'll keep staying quiet or sounding harsher than you ever meant to. Most people struggle to disagree for 2 simple reasons. First, you don't want to hurt the relationship. You don't want things to feel awkward, tense, or cold afterward. Second, you think disagreement has to sound strong to be taken seriously. So when you finally speak up, your brain tries to balance honesty and politeness at the same time, and it short circuits. That's why you either over-soften your opinion until it disappears, or you come off harsher than you meant and immediately regret it. So before the scripts, there are a few rules you need to follow. When you disagree, follow these rules. Lower your tone, slow down, say it once, don't over-explain, then pause. That pause is important. Clarity sounds confident. Rambling sounds defensive. If you remember nothing else, remember this. You don't need more words, you need cleaner ones. Now let's get into the actual moves. Move 1, the acknowledge plus pivot. The first mistake most people make when they disagree is jumping straight to this. No, that's wrong. Even if you're right, that instantly puts the other person on defense. Here's the line instead. I see your point. I see it a bit differently though. This works because acknowledgement comes first. You're signaling, I heard you. Once people feel heard, their ego relaxes, and then they're open to another perspective. You're not agreeing with them. You're just removing friction before you pivot. If you want variations, you can say, that makes sense. Another way to look at it is, or, I get why you'd think that. My take is, this move is perfect for low-stakes conversations, opinions, and everyday disagreements. That's the soft entry. Now let's go a little firmer. Move 2. The neutral opinion frame. When opinions clash, most people accidentally turn it into a right versus wrong fight. Instead, use this line. My experience has been different. This is powerful because you're not attacking their view. You're not saying they're wrong. You're simply stating your reality, and nobody can argue with your experience. It keeps the conversation neutral, grounded, and calm without you backing down. If you want alternatives, try, I haven't found that to be my experience, or I've seen it play out differently. Notice how none of these sound aggressive, but none of them sound unsure either. You're standing your ground without pushing. This move is great for discussions with friends, family, and group conversations where emotions can rise quickly.
Now that you've got that, let's talk about how this changes in work settings.
Move 3, the professional redirect. In work settings, disagreement feels riskier because status is involved. That's why many people either stay silent in meetings or wait too long, then come out sounding sharp. Here's the line to use instead. I'm not sure I agree. Can I explain why? This works because it sounds respectful without making you small. You're not asking permission to disagree. You're simply signaling that you have a reasoned perspective. The phrase, can I explain why, lowers resistance. People are far more open to listening when they feel included, not challenged. If you want alternatives, you can say, I see one concern with that approach, or I think there's another factor we should consider. These lines keep the focus on the idea, not the person. They position you as thoughtful, not combative. Use this move in meetings, feedback discussions, and professional debates. But sometimes people don't let it go, and that's when you need the next move. Move 4. The calm pushback. Sometimes you've explained yourself clearly, and the other person keeps pushing. At that point, explaining more doesn't help. It weakens your position. Here's the line to use. I'm comfortable disagreeing on this. This is calm, it's grounded, and it quietly ends the debate. You're not defending yourself. You're not escalating. You're simply stating where you stand. What makes this powerful is what it doesn't do. It doesn't invite more argument. It doesn't ask for approval. If you want variations, try, we might not see this the same way. Or, I think we'll have to disagree. Say it once, then pause. That pause communicates certainty. This move is ideal when the conversation is going in circles, and when emotions start creeping in, there's one final move you need. Move 5, the tension diffuser. When disagreement starts to feel emotional, most people make one mistake. They match the energy. That's how conversations escalate. Instead, use this line. I'm not trying to argue. I just want to be clear. This instantly lowers the emotional temperature. You're reframing the interaction from conflict to clarity. You're telling the the other person, this isn't personal. That reassurance matters more than the words themselves.
If you want variations, you can say, "This isn't about winning, I just see it differently." Or, "I respect your view, I just don't share it." These lines protect the relationship and your position at the same time. This move is especially powerful in sensitive conversations with close friends, family, or anyone whose opinion you value. Remember, the goal of disagreement isn't dominance, it's clarity without damage. Once you can do that, people don't see you as rude, they see you as grounded.
Now, we're going to lock this in. Don't just listen. Repeat this out loud. First line, I see your point. I see it a bit differently, though. Again, but slower. I see your point. I see it a bit differently, though. Good. Next line. My experience has been different. Again, calmer. My experience has been different. Notice how that doesn't sound aggressive. It sounds grounded. Next, I'm not sure I agree. Can I explain why? Again, slow it down. I'm not sure I agree. Can I explain why? Now this one is important. Say it without emotion. I'm comfortable disagreeing on this. Again, with a pause at the end. I'm comfortable disagreeing on this. And finally, the tension diffuser. I'm not trying to argue. I just want to be clear. One more time, even calmer. I'm not trying to argue. I just want to be clear. Say these like you're stating a fact. No edge, no apology. Calm is what gives the words their weight. Here's how to choose the right line in the moment. If it's a casual opinion or low-stakes conversation, use the acknowledge and pivot. If it's about personal experience, use the neutral opinion frame. If it's a work meeting or professional setting, use the professional redirect. If the conversation keeps looping, use the calm pushback. And if emotions are starting to rise, use the tension diffuser. Always start with the least forceful option that still says the truth. You don't need to win the conversation. You just need to stay clear and grounded. Quick recap. Pick one line, say it once, slow down, pause, and don't over-explain. That's how you disagree without sounding rude. Now, if you tend to go silent in group conversations and only think of what to say after it's over, that's the next skill you need. Click the video on screen now. If you go silent in groups, do this.
That one will change how you speak up entirely.